Tonight we report on a shooting late Monday night in Ephrata, and the Quincy School District is investigating an alleged assault of an elementary school student. What's happening in sports, Bob?
Thanks, Alan. Gonzaga men crushed Texas Southern, and a tentative date has been set for the World Cup in Qatar. Let's take a glance at our Weather Center forecast and see what Mother Nature has in store for the basin.
Hello everyone, I'm Chasteline Rodriguez. A stronger system will approach our area from the Pacific, but how will it impact our Columbia Basin? I'll have all the details for you in just a bit.
I'm Alan Troop, and we have all this and much more on I-Fiber News.
From the I-Fiber HD studio here in the heart of the Columbia Basin, this is I-Fiber News, your #1 source for local news, sports headlines, and our very own Weather Center forecast covering the entire Columbia Basin. This is I-Fiber News, and it starts now.
An Ephrata man was shot at least twice and a Soap Lake man arrested after an argument late Monday night in Ephrata. Police found the 22-year-old victim on F Street Southeast with at least 2 gunshot wounds to the torso. He was reportedly conscious and alert and was taken to Columbia Basin Hospital. Police initially responded to a residence on G Street Southeast for a report of shots fired. Police found 22-year-old Rodney Schaller armed, and he allegedly told police he was involved in a fight with the victim and shot him in self-defense. The victim reportedly drew a knife during the fight, according to Police Chief Mike Warren. Schaller was arrested for assault in the first degree. The investigation continues, and anyone with information is asked to contact Ephrata Police at 509-754-2491, MAC Dispatch at 509-762-1160, or send information to crimetips@ephrata.org. The Central Basin Traffic Safety Task Force honored local law enforcement for their work to keep impaired drivers off the road. Reporter Joe Utter has the details.
Members of law enforcement were honored this week for their dedication to keeping impaired drivers off the road in 2014. The 24th annual Night of 1,000 Stars was held in Moses Lake to recognize Grant and Adams County law enforcement officers for DUI arrests, underage drinking enforcement, youth education and impaired driving prevention, and community partnership. The Night of 1,000 Stars is a statewide campaign dedicated to all the fallen officers from the state who died in the line of duty, as well as officers who continue to protect and serve. The stars symbolize the badge worn by officers working to prevent impaired driving. Sergeant Josh Sainsbury said the hard work is paying off.
It's good. It's helped keep the roads safe. Our job's to prevent deaths, especially kids. We don't like going to those. We don't like seeing those. And I think it's getting to be a safer place around here. So I appreciate all the work you guys do, and the chiefs and the sheriffs for allowing all the guys to go out and do these emphasis.
Extra DUI patrols are in effect until January 1st in Grant County. This is Joe Utter for I-Fiber News.
A 62-year-old Ephrata man died Tuesday morning after he was struck by a car on Basin Street in Ephrata. According to the Washington State Patrol, the man, reportedly wearing dark clothing, was not using a crosswalk when he attempted to cross Basin Street near 13th Avenue Southwest. He was struck by a 2005 Chevrolet Impala driven by a 17-year-old Ephrata girl. Ephrata police performed CPR before EMS arrived. The man was taken to Columbia Basin Hospital, where he died a short time later. The collision is still under investigation, and the man's name has not been released. Basin Street was closed for several hours, and traffic was diverted along C Street Southwest. The Quincy School District is investigating an alleged assault of Monument Elementary School student. The student's mother met with I-Fiber News and tells us what happened.
An 11-year-old girl was allegedly dragged to the front of her 6th grade Quincy class by students at the direction of a substitute teacher. The girl's mother, Olga Mointano, said her daughter was dragged on the floor by 4 students, run into desks, and was hit and kicked by other students on December 12th at Monument Elementary School. She claims it was at the direction of substitute teacher Ken Lacey.
She was asked by the teacher to go up front in the class, to do I don't know, to say or do something. She refused to go up because she told him that she was embarrassed. And he responded to her, "I'll show you what's embarrassed." So he asked 4 kids. He asked 4 kids to grab her and drag her to the front of the class. And so they did. While she was being dragged, more kids joined in. More kids joined in. And she was being slapped, kicked, punched in the face. And they were throwing balls at her.
School officials are investigating the attack and have met with Quincy Police and Mointano.
This morning I went to the school. I talked to the principal. She says she feels sorry for what happened. She showed me the video, and it's more than 4 kids. It's a lot of kids.
Quincy School District Superintendent John Boyd said the teacher resigned on Monday. Police officers interviewed the student on Monday night. Police Chief Bob Heimbeck said it is under investigation and declined to discuss the case. This is Joe Utter for iFiber1 News.
And now we take a look at people being sought by law enforcement.
This is Sheriff Tom Jones with the Grant County Sheriff's Office. Each of the people you see here have a warrant for their arrest. If you see any of these people, we ask you do not attempt to detain or apprehend them, but call us at 509-762-1160 or send us an email at crimetips@co.grant.wa.us. If the person is presenting a danger, call 911. With your help, we can bring these people to justice and make our community safer.
And we'll be right back after a short break.
Attention business owners. The deadline is fast approaching to advertise in the 2015 edition of the Moses Lake Local Book. Don't be the only business left out. In print or online, it's the best way to reach your customer when they're ready to buy. Call today to place your ad by calling 877-738-9829 or by visiting us online at www.statewideyp.com. The Moses Lake Local Book Telephone Directory. Simply the best advertising.
At Moses Lake Community Health Center, we have had the privilege to serve the local communities since 1978.
What I like about working at this clinic more than any other clinic that I've worked at is the patient care. With the patient care team that we've assembled, it allows us to take care of these many facets of the patient and their family's needs.
Please take the opportunity to experience the high-quality care provided at our clinics.
Hello everyone, I'm Chaslyn Rodriguez from your One News Weather Center, brought to you by your Bud Clary Toyota dealer. Toyota, let's go places. Air stagnation advisory around our area until Friday, and that is due to the air quality, which may not be good news for those of you who have respiratory issues. Overnight, patchy fog is likely. However, visibility will be improving by Wednesday afternoon. There is a slight chance for rain around our area Wednesday into Wednesday night. A more active weather pattern by the end of the work week for our area Friday into the weekend. In the meantime, let's go ahead and take a look at the almanac within the past 24 hours. Maximum temperatures in the upper 30s. It should be in the lower 30s for this time of year. The low 34 degrees. It should be around 21 degrees with that sun setting at 4:08 p.m. And for Moses Lake, maximum temperatures 38 degrees. It should be in the lower 30s. The low 34 degrees. It should be 22 degrees for this time of year with that sun setting at 4:08 p.m. And right now outside your door, our current temperatures in the mid 30s, mostly cloudy skies. Now those winds coming in from the north around 6 miles per hour due to those northerly winds. Those temperatures will feel much colder. Lots of cloud cover around our area. We may get a slight chance of precipitation for Wednesday, especially towards the Cascades and northern parts of our state. With a wintry mix, our area, we may experience some rain. There is a 20% chance. However, the next chance for precipitation will be Thursday into Friday as this system approaches the area, bringing a chance of heavy rain. Even thunderstorms is likely, and towards the Cascades, that wintry mix in northern parts of the state Friday into the weekend. In the meantime, let's go ahead and take a look at those temperatures towards the coastal area, ranging from the lower 50s to the lower 40s and mid 50s. Vancouver 44 degrees, and towards Seattle 46 with mostly cloudy skies. Yakima Valley temperatures in the lower 40s, and towards the inland northwest those temperatures from the lower 40s to upper 30s. Let's go ahead and take a look at our temperatures, maximum temperatures for tomorrow around our Columbia Basin. Temperatures ranging from the upper 30s to lower 40s with lots of cloud cover. Bridgeport 37 degrees, and towards Ephrata in the lower 40s. Moses Lake in the upper 30s, as well as towards Royal City, Quincy 48 degrees with lots of cloud cover. Let's go ahead and take a look at the extended forecast for the week. Maximum temperatures for Wednesday 41. We'll have a decrease in temperatures for Thursday, 36 degrees, mostly cloudy skies, and then that system will approach our area, bringing us that chance of rain Friday into the weekend with a gradual increase in temperatures, 46 Sunday into Monday. Thank you all for being with us. We'll be right back with sports.
You don't need me to tell you that 4 and all-wheel drive time is on its way. But maybe you didn't know your local Toyota dealers are gearing up for the season with special savings on our top-selling 4 and all-wheel drive models. From tough Tundra trucks to our best-selling CUV RAV4 or Benza, the perfect blend of all-wheel drive with safety and style. Plus many others. The bottom line is exceptional 4 or all-wheel drive savings just in time for winter. For full details on these and other savings, visit any of your Inland Empire Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places. There's something new and exciting happening right now at your nearest Toyota dealer. It's the arrival of the all-new 2014 Corolla, now featuring a new stylish exterior, plus a premium interior loaded with technology, including Toyota's N-Tune multimedia system with navigation. Corolla has definitely evolved. The best part is, right now you could take advantage of special introductory savings. The new 2014 Corolla, available at any of your Inland Empire Toyota dealers today. Toyota, let's go places.
Kyle Whittaker scored 21 points, and number 8 Gonzaga routed Texas Southern 94-54 last night. Domantas Sabonis added 16 points. Silas Melson had 13, and Kevin Pangos finished with 11 for the Zags. Madarius Gibbs and Deverell Biggs scored 12 points each for Texas Southern. David Banks added 11 for the Tigers, who fall to 1-8 on the season. The Zags' home win streak is now at 32 games. It's the second longest in the nation, behind Duke's 37 straight home wins. After playing 3 straight Pac-12 teams, this game was somewhat of a breather for Gonzaga. The team moved to 10-1 on the season with the lopsided win. The Zags' lone blemish was an overtime loss at number 3 Arizona. Moses Lake Christian Academy girls pulled out a 39-29 come-from-behind win on the road over Manson. Danny Sandberg led the Lions' attack with 19 points. Alexis Taves added 10. The Academy trailed 23-13 late in the third quarter, but went on a 26-6 run to win it. The Lions struggled without leading scorer Anna Yarbrough, who was out with the flu. The boys dropped their game to the Trojans 43-28 to fall to 0-4 on the season. Nick Capello drained 18 points. Juan Delgado added 11, but Soap Lake came up short in a 65-43 loss to Tri-Cities Prep. The teams were not at 30 all at the break, but the Jaguars opened up second play with a 13-2 run to pull away. The loss drops the Eagles to 1-2 in the 2B Central Washington South Conference basketball standings. The Lady Eagles dropped a 60-33 contest to Prep to fall to 0-3. European football's club and league organizations have proposed a May-June World Cup for Qatar in 2022. FIFA is considering when to move the tournament to avoid the summer heat and favors a November-December schedule. UEFA President Michel Platini advocates playing games in January and February. The International Olympic Committee is opposed to a World Cup in the run-up to the Winter Olympics in February 2022. The European Club Association had previously suggested an April start, but Qatar officials complained that games would clash with Ramadan. The organizations are now suggesting a May 5 opener and a June 4 final. There are plenty of sporting events going on around the basin today. Moses Lake Swim and Dive hosts a tri-meet at the high school. The number 5 ranked Moses Lake girls basketball team hosts number 6 ranked Walla Walla. Ephrata Wrestling hosts Prosser in a CWAC showdown. If the opportunity presents itself, be sure and get out and root on your favorite team. Players and coaches will appreciate your support. We'll be right back after this.
Hello, my name is Cheryl Kono. I am your local Ephrata Farmers Insurance Agent. Here at Cheryl Kono Insurance Agency, our customers always come first. We don't just work here, we live here. Please stop by the office, call, email, or Facebook me for a free auto, home, life, business, or farm and ranch quote today. We are insurance. We are farmers. Come in for a free quote today.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Well, one thing I knew from being a patient myself was that a dental office is a scary place to come to. And so we wanted everything possible to make sure that our office is a comfortable place for our patients to visit. The patients that I have, my clients, have made me a part of this community, and we want to give back in every way possible.
Our spotlight story tonight is about an ugly Christmas sweater party put on by the young professionals of the Columbia Basin. Reporter Jeff Chu has the story.
How ugly are these Christmas sweaters? You be the judge. Fun with Ugly Sweaters was part of a recent holiday season get-together of the young professionals of the Columbia Basin. Emily Braunwert, Ugly Sweater event organizer and the business recruitment manager at the Grant County Economic Development Council, said the event at St. Bridget's Brewery in Moses Lake was a fun way to socially network. The Young Professionals group has existed since the summer of 2013. Braunwert explained what it does.
We meet every single month for a networking meetup. Occasionally we'll do extra stuff as we can plan it, but we'll bring in speakers, we'll have networking. We have had quite a few businesses who have sponsored us. Tonight, due to insurance, is sponsoring all the food for us, so we're pretty excited for that.
Braunwert, who came up with the idea to form the Young Professionals, said the group has a base of 35 members who typically show up for meetings. Her email list goes to about 125 young professionals. She explained how the group happened.
When I moved in to the area, I kept telling my boss, you know, it'd be really nice if there's a young professionals group where I could like meet new friends and get, meet people my age that like to do the same kind of stuff that I do. And he finally got tired of me saying that. He said, well, Emily, I want you to start the group. So I had some amazing friends and I said, I really need some help, guys. And so they came and started helping me. It's been a lot of fun.
The group gives young professionals a place to socially and professionally network with others and make friends.
A lot of young professionals will move into the area to get their experience, or they'll move back into town after they've gone to college and they want to be closer to their family. But a lot of times they don't really know people, and so it's really hard to feel extremely comfortable here. And especially for the young professionals who just randomly move into the area, they're not going to stay here if they don't have friends. And so I have seen so many friendships blossom out of this group. It's been so much fun to watch.
It was the Young Professionals' second Ugly Sweater event. Danielle Hofstetter, clinical director of the Community and Family Services Foundation in Moses Lake, said the Ugly Sweater contest made a comeback.
We did it last year for our first year, and it was a hit, and everyone had a really great time, so we decided to do it again this year, and it's a hit again, obviously.
Young Professionals member Kelly Price with Guild Mortgage in Moses Lake defined what makes for an ugly sweater.
For example, my mom wore this in the 90s. I remember my mom wearing this. So it's a classic Christmas sweater that you can find, and Goodwill is also a good place to find those gems.
They said gaudy, nerdy, and creative make for good ugly sweaters. Young Professionals donated 93 pounds of canned foods they donated at the party. It will go to the Moses Lake Food Bank. See the Young Professionals of the Columbia Basin's Facebook page. I'm Jeff Chu for iFiber One News.
We'll be right back after this.
Are your kids rough on your furniture? Things looking a little run down? Then come to More Furniture in Ephrata and we can help get things back in order. We have all the top name brands made with strong quality support, including Sealy Posturepedic mattresses, because whatever you do in bed, Sealy supports it. The next time your furniture is in need of some replacing, stop into More Furniture in Ephrata, locally owned and trusted for over 100 years.
Attention business owners. The deadline is fast approaching to advertise in the 2015 edition of the Moses Lake Local Book. Don't be the only business left out. In print or online, it's the best way to reach your customer when they're ready to buy. Call today to place your ad by calling 877-738-9829 or by visiting us online at www.statewideyp.com. The Moses Lake Local Book Telephone Directory. Simply the best advertising.
Welcome back. An Ephrata man is accused of attacking his ex-girlfriend's brother and threatening him with a knife. Prosecutors charged Colby Burke, a 20-year-old man, in Grant County Superior Court with residential burglary and assault. Burke reportedly saw his ex-girlfriend inside the man's home and began hitting the bedroom window. Burke allegedly forced the window open and began trying to climb through. The ex-girlfriend reportedly exited the home to speak to him, and when her brother followed her outside, Burke allegedly tried to start a fight. When the victim refused, Burke tackled him and began hitting him. The victim pushed Burke away when Burke then allegedly stood up and pulled a knife and threatened to kill the victim. The man retreated inside and called 911. Police reportedly discovered a folding knife in Burke's pocket when they found him on Basin Street. A Moses Lake man allegedly struck another man with his car at least 3 times following a fight outside a Moses Lake bar. Jose De La Cruz Villa, a 23-year-old man, and 2 other men reportedly started a fight with a 29-year-old man at a bar on West Broadway Avenue late Friday night, according to Moses Lake Police on Monday. While the 2 other men were fighting with the victim, De La Cruz Villa allegedly struck the victim at least 3 times with his 1998 Chevrolet Cavalier in a parking lot. At one point, the victim was stuck on the hood while the car was moving. The victim suffered only minor injuries. In the process of trying to hit the victim with his car, De La Cruz Villa reportedly hit 2 parked vehicles as well as a city-owned flower box. De La Cruz Villa was arrested for vehicular assault, DUI, disorderly conduct, and for not having a valid operator's license. In Northwest news, a Delta Airlines Boeing 767 headed from Seattle to Paris made an emergency landing at the airport in Billings, Montana, Monday night. Airport police say someone on board smelled smoke coming from the cargo area. The 211 people on board, including the crew, remained on the plane for several hours. A mechanic from Seattle and one from Billings examined the plane but couldn't find the source of the problem. No one on board was hurt. Local fire crews were standing by to help if needed. Growing pains are sweeping through the state as communities grapple with where marijuana can be grown. Some neighbors in Skagit County are finding large-scale marijuana operations just across from their backyards. And as Eric Wilkinson tells us, they're less than thrilled.
The fields of Skagit County are fertile ground for all kinds of crops, but no one was expecting an infestation of weed.
It's a major marijuana grow.
A large-scale pot plant is now operating in this residential neighborhood just outside Mount Vernon. It's just the other side of Sharon Sowell's backyard. She's concerned about her property values dropping and the potential for crime with the state's new lucrative cash crop.
Nobody's going to break into a tulip farm for purposes of theft.
A representative for the operation says everything here is completely legal. Neighbors, however, point out the location itself.
Let me see, 1.5 feet, yes.
Is clearly less than 1,000 feet from a school bus stop. That, however, according to the state, is not illegal.
We preserve farmland, we preserve wildlife, we preserve wetlands. Why can we not preserve neighborhoods?
In another part of the county, another grow operation. This one right next door to Lori Scott's home.
From hell's heart I stab at thee.
She was greeted by this rather ominous Moby Dick quote one morning.
Oh, I just felt very threatened.
She believes the county should have thought this through a bit better before allowing the operation so close to homes, and worries without better regulation there could be a sort of greenhouse effect, where they appear in neighborhoods everywhere.
Absolutely, and we are slowly finding that it is happening in some other neighborhoods, but it's taken some time because it's so new.
And that's going to do it for us here at I-501 News. We want to thank you for watching, and we'll see you again tomorrow.